Today, my nostalgic pick is the 1991 action comedy, The Hard Way. So let's get this thing started. Meet Nick Lang, an action star famous for his smoking gun films, which is basically Michael J. Fox as Indiana Jones. And I have to say, I like the Indiana Jones movies, but man, I'd rather see these films with Michael J. Fox as Smoking Joe Gunn. That would have been classic.
In Smoking Gun 2, cause you can't keep a good gun down.
Nick is going undercover as a police officer to prepare for his next role, and he's found the perfect guy to use for inspiration.
Look at this face. Look at those eyes. That's my character, man. That's my guide.
Meet Lieutenant John Moss, a plays-by-his-own-book type of officer who has a hard time opening up to people, and is recently divorced and is trying to find the right woman, and wants nothing to do with Nick Lang.
You listen, you egomaniacal little cockroach. I got yanked off a case so you could get your rocks off being a cop groupie. All right, you're under arrest! You pig!
Michael J. Fox is on unfamiliar ground in this cop buddy comedy. Yeah, we have seen him in comedies with time traveling, turning into a werewolf, falling in love, and even going on an incredible journey. But comedy packed with action was definitely new grounds for Mr. Fox at the time. I mean, he's no Mel Gibson.
Besides, they want Mel Gibson for the role.
I have to say, I think he does a fantastic job in the role. He even insisted on doing most of his own stunts, which brings a realism and energy to the screen that's hard to match. It's just the type of passion the actor had no matter what role he took on, and he doesn't mind poking fun of himself throughout the movie, and it's pretty hilarious.
You don't want me to grow up. The studio doesn't want me to grow up. I'm the only one who wants me to grow up!
Not only is his performance fantastic here, but his chemistry with co-star James Woods is unexpectedly really good. The two of them may seem like a mismatched duo on paper, but on screen they shine together. Their comedic timing is spot on. It hits a home run out of the park, and that's for sure.
I've been counting. John, you have 7 different facial expressions.
The Hard Way is a very fast-paced, edge-of-your-seat action comedy. From the get-go, the action is full throttle with a murder, a high-speed chase, and James Woods smashing into a giant cigarette. And the action does not stop there, with a giant shoot-up, buildings blowing up, pizza parlor fights, being thrown out of a window, cop cars crashing, and so much more. Every shot from fistfights, high-speed car chases to gun shootouts is beautifully shot. Just check out the action. The Hard Way is directed by legendary director John Badham, who is the perfect director for this type of spoofing, high-energy action comedy. His filmography list is amazing, with such classic films as Saturday Night Fever, War Games, Stakeout, Another Stakeout, Bird on a Wire, Drop Zone, and A Nick of Time. With this amazing resume under his belt, which is truly fantastic, I am a fan of most of these movies, but I have to say that The Hard Way is probably my favorite of his films. It's just that good. I feel it's the director at the top of his game.
Grab it! Get on it!
The Hard Way has a very young Christina Ricci, and she's pretty adorable. I keep forgetting she's in this film, as I always seem to think of her around this time as Wednesday Addams. But even with the small parts, she's still very good and likable as the daughter of the woman James Woods' character is dating. And the minute she's on screen with Michael J. Fox, I get a feeling she's having a lot of fun.
Probably not the best idea from a health point of view.
The Hard Way is packed with not just action, but also a good bit of comedy. And one thing I like doing is picking out moments in a movie that made me laugh. So that's just what I did. Here are a few moments that made me laugh in the film.
Pretend I'm Susan.
What?
John Moss, meaning of life. Like I'm some sort of princess that you can't even touch. Well, maybe I want to be touched, John. I mean, we live this job. It's something we are, not something we do.
Lang,
Susan.
whoever, is she seeing?
Susan. But all people know about this job is what they see in the movies. Well, in the movies, they get 17 takes to get it right. We get one take.
Chris. Chris.
I have to take a minute and mention the kid in the movie theater, because when a shootout breaks out and everybody's running for their lives, this kid doesn't budge, besides eating his popcorn. I mean, this is some type of dedication to film watching I've never seen. Yeah, this kid is freaking amazing. The Hard Way has a pretty good soundtrack with great musical numbers that fit the movie well. And besides that, there are 3 songs in the film from popular artists in their time. So I guess I should mention them. Why, you might ask? Well, because that's just what I do. So the first one is the LL Cool J number Mama Said Knock You Out, which the rapper slash actor would also be in the film as Detective Billy, and he's not too bad in the movie.
Nikki, baby, you sharpshooter, we heard about you.
The other 2 being Runaround Sue and Big Girls Don't Cry, which is being played during a pretty funny scene with Michael J. Fox and Christina Ricci singing the song at the pizza parlor.
But no, nobody gets in, right? It's private. Well, that's not what I call it, John. I call it lonely.
We do see some character growth in both Nick Lang and John Moss. With John, he's very closed off, and he won't open up to anyone. But as the film goes along, he starts to realize that if he doesn't, he will always be alone.
Can't have a relationship.
Sure we can. See, because I can change. I'll try harder.
And for Nick, who starts off as just an egotistical actor who gets all the ladies. But in the end, this Hollywood coward becomes a true hero, and in the moment, it becomes more than just prepping for a role, and it's pretty cool to see.
You think I would have got it?
Yeah, pal. I think you would have nailed it.
It's the third act, John. It's the third act. The killer always tries to get revenge on the cop in the third act.
The Hard Way is high energy throughout, and you would not expect anything different in the third act. As the viewer, you know that this will be the time for the showdown between the bad guy and our cop buddies. And this movie does not disappoint.
This isn't a movie, stupid.
The Hard Way is one of the most entertaining cop buddy films of the 90s. It's a high-energy, action-packed popcorn film that keeps you on the edge of your seat and throws in quite a bit of laughs along the way. I am a fan of most Michael J. Fox movies, and this one is different. It's pretty action-packed. And he does this type of movie basically as good as any film he has done. And his stunt work is actually pretty good. I have always been impressed by his performance in this film. And for James Woods, he's just being classic James Woods at his best. So, The Hard Way may not be remembered as much as other cop buddy films of the time, but I feel it deserves just as much love and praise as any movie in the genre. Yeah, it's that good.
They get 17 takes to get it right. We get one, and it lasts our whole life.
That's my line. That's what I said to him.